What's happening, everybody? Guess what? Today, we're just going to answer a question. That's all we're doing. Just answering a question. So we do go through all of our comments. We respond to comments all the time. And we get a lot of comments and questions about specific things. Now, if there's something maybe that we can't respond, in a text form in the comments and give a good, concise answer, then a lot of times we will make a video answering that question, because we know that's not just one person that has that question. There's a lot of people that probably have that question. So today we're going to be answering a question. But before we get started, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you will know when we drop new videos and answer all of your blade-related questions. Now, without further ado, let's light it up. So today we're going to be answering a question, and it's a question that we got on one of our YouTube videos about the Axis Lock. And going back and looking at the video, I do wish that we would have shown that a little closer, a little bit more detailed. But I do understand the question. We got a question from Johnny Boat 2 on YouTube asking, with Benchmades Axis Lock, how is the blade retained in the closed position? And what does that mechanism look like? So we're going to show you closer up and a little bit more in detail what that mechanism looks like and how that blade is actually retained in this video today, using, of course, my SMKW exclusive Benchmade Desert Warrior Bug Out. This one, of course, coming in that CPM M4 blade. This one's really cool. Still really digging this knife. It's got a lot of lint in it. I really need to clean it out. So I'm going to do that right here, right now. I don't recommend taking your knife apart like this. I'm going to, because I do all my own work on my knives. That's just me. I do not recommend you take your Benchmade apart at all, because that's going to void the warranty. Any Benchmade that is modified from its original factory condition, it's going to have a voided warranty. So that's just how it works. Now, I want to take the scales off of this knife so that I can show you a little bit more in depth how this mechanism operates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now. Here is kind of a cutaway version of what the Benchmade Bug Out looks like, and a little bit more in-depth view of that Axis Lock. So, as the blade rotates out, you'll see that that Axis Lock is moved out of the way because of leverage. So what is actually engaging with the Axis Lock, you'll see right in here. Once I start to rotate that blade out, it moves the Axis Lock out of the way. It is that little cutout right there that the Axis bar actually engages with. Then, if you look from this perspective, you'll see right there with the blade tang, it's got the flat edge that you can see right in there. That is what the Axis Lock is going to engage with when open. So the bar slides back over that blade tang and engages with that flat spot and prevents it from closing. It's a very, very strong system. Now, I also want to address comments that some people have made in reference to Axis Lock and locks like that. There have been several people that say, okay, but if you've got your blade open in a very hard pommel strike, it's going to come disengaged. I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I'm going to say, as far as I'm concerned, if you're striking something hard enough with the pommel of your knife for it to disengage that Axis Lock, you shouldn't be hitting something that hard with your blade open to begin with. And if you do need to hit something that hard with your blade open, I'm going to venture to say you've got a lot more things to worry about than your Axis lock becoming disengaged and your blade closing. That's just me. It's a folding knife, people. It's the way it works. So, when it comes to comments like that, I implore you to think about things logically. With this bug out, am I going to be hitting something with the pommel of this knife hard enough to disengage that Axis lock? No. It's not what it was meant for. It's not what it's made for. So, when it comes to something like that, use the correct tools for the job. That's why we're here for you, all right? So that's a little bit closer look as to how this Axis lock works and how that blade is held in the closed position. But it's spring-loaded and engages with that cutout there. We'll show it again. And you can see the cutout right there. So that Axis bar slides right into that cutout there and is held in place by the spring tension on those 2 Omega springs right there. And that's how it's held in place. And then, of course, the Axis lock engages with that flak spot right there on the back side of the blade tang. And that's how it's held open without any ability to disengage and close, again, unless you do something very drastic with your knife. So that's a little bit closer look, and hopefully that answers Johnny Boat 2's question as to how that lock engages when it's closed and holds the blade closed. So that's going to be it for this episode, and thank you for the questions. We really appreciate that. If you've got any questions at all, feel free to ask us, because we're more than happy to answer questions when it comes to how a knife works, how a knife operates. We've got some really cool, really interesting stuff coming up with unique blade shapes, unique opening types. We've already posted some videos about that, but we're going to have more episodes on that because we've got some really unique knives to show you and how they operate, which, a lot of times these mechanisms are fully enclosed and you can't really see how they operate, but it's really cool, the ingenuity that has gone into developing a lot of these actions. So thank you guys for asking the questions. Continue to ask those questions because we are here to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching the channel. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. And remember, folks, if it cuts like a Benchmade, then we carry it.